Welcome to the Lose Your Cravings podcast, taking a different approach to your struggle with food, weight, and body obsession with your host, Keysa Amaro, certified integrative health coach. Welcome back, my friends. I'm Keysa Amaro, certified integrative health coach, and I help ambitious women transform their negative body image and obsession with weight into body confidence so that they can show up fully in their life and career. And I have something I want to share with you. It is my 2 reasons you can't quit your cravings guide, and I have it for you absolutely free. And in this guide, I will share with you 2 reasons, like the main 2 reasons you cannot quit your cravings. So it gives you information about that so you can kind of understand, like, why do I feel obsessed with food? And then, of course, what to do about it. How to solve for both of the reasons. And to get that, just head on over to my website, keysaamaro.com. That's KEYSAAMARO.com. And just scroll down to the bottom of my homepage, and you can just enter your name and email, and I'll send it on over to you. So if you struggle with cravings or feeling out of control around food, this guide is for you. So what are you waiting for? And today I'm sharing a powerful strategy that really drastically helped me reduce my overeating and mindless eating. So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts about mindfulness? Are you familiar with it? Do you practice it? Or is this the first time you are hearing the word mindfulness? And really, when talking with people about practicing mindfulness, I usually get sexy excuses like, meditation is too hard. I'm not good at it. I don't have the time. Does it really work? People tend to be skeptical about mindfulness and what it is supposed to look like, right? And how it's supposed to be accomplished. But I want to really burst through your perceptions of mindfulness and show you just how accessible it is and how it benefits you and your relationship to food, as well as specific types of mindfulness that really help you reduce overeating and mindless eating. And mindfulness is really just being present and aware of what you're doing. That's it. Right? Just being present in the present moment. We're not in the past. We're not in the future. We're in the present. You don't need to sit cross-legged and clear your mind of all the thoughts in a quiet place. And now, yes, this is a form of mindfulness, and that's more specifically meditation. But this is not what mindfulness has to look like, right? Mindfulness is just about being present and aware of what's going on in the moment without judgment. So no judgment going on. It's about awareness without judgment. Once again, awareness without judgment. It's not looking in the mirror and taking a look at your butt and saying it's too big. It's looking in the mirror, looking at your butt and just like, there's my butt. And then move on. But a great example of mindfulness that I used to practice, and I didn't necessarily mean to be practicing mindfulness. It just kind of like afterwards, I realized that I was practicing mindfulness. Like once I started learning about mindfulness, I'm like, oh, I've done this before. And this is when I lived in Thailand. I lived in a 3-story building and I was on the top floor. I had a little balcony that overlooked the lane below. And in the mornings, I would make coffee and sit and drink my coffee and look outside. I didn't talk to anyone. At the time, there were no smartphones. This was pre-smartphones, but I did have a cell phone. You could text and whatnot. But, I didn't have my phone. I didn't have a computer in front of me. It was just me sitting on the balcony, looking out with my coffee. And I was just very aware of what was going on. Right. That I was drinking my coffee and, like the taste and warmth of the coffee as I drank it. I could feel it going down my throat. I looked out the balcony between sips and noticed what was going on. A person walking by, a dog looking for food, a car honking, the clouds floating by, the temperature, the weather. I just sat and paid attention to what was going on around me. And that was really my first experience with mindfulness. Though at the time, like I said, I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was really cool and relaxing experience and that I like to do it in the mornings. So I kept doing it. And I like to think that you can practice mindfulness at any time, right? Anytime throughout your day. You don't need to carve out time in your day, but you can practice it with something you already do. Right. So a lot of times we get this excuse of, I don't have time to just add another thing to my life. Right. And I get it. You're busy. You have a full schedule, but you can do this while you're doing things you already do, like making or drinking coffee, walking, driving, playing with your children, making dinner. That's a good one. Any hobby that you have, brushing your teeth. So often we're just mindlessly brushing our teeth because it's so easy. We know exactly what we're doing. We have like that muscle memory. And eating, right? Eating. You just focus on being present, being aware of what you're doing. That's it. That's mindfulness. And now, why would you want to practice mindfulness, right? Well, it can help you develop healthier habits. It can heal your relationship to food. It can reduce stress, reduce your cravings, improve digestion, improve sleep, reduce chronic pain, reduce anxiety and depression. So it's kind of like, why would you not want to do this? If it can help support you with all of those, why would you not want to do it? And if you struggle with overeating, binge eating, or giving into your cravings, then I highly recommend that you give mindfulness a try. And more specifically, mindful eating. Now, mindful eating is a strategy, tool, technique that I use to help me reduce my overeating and mindless eating. Oftentimes, as emotional eaters, we use food to check out. We feel like we are in a fog. We want to cover up or numb ourselves from an uncomfortable emotion. So we eat food and we zone out, so to speak, when we do this. We are not present with what's going on. Okay? You see, when you are distracted, when you eat, you don't take in all the senses. You're just eating without awareness of what you're actually eating. And in our modern world, we are highly distracted when eating. Right? We like to multitask and we end up doing other things while we eat, like we drive, scroll through social media, watch TV, work, send emails, read, talk with our mouths full of food. And these are, just to name a few. When you're distracted, you don't pay attention or really realize how much you've eaten, right? You don't taste your food. You don't notice the texture. And when you don't notice these things, your hunger and fullness cues can get thrown off, making you not realize that you're full, right? And we tend to overeat or eat much more than we intend to the point where we are stuffed. We are like physically uncomfortable and feeling guilty for eating so much. This leads you to that shame spiral that usually includes negative self-talk, put downs like self put downs, feeling shame and guilt, overeating, over exercising. So when you practice mindful eating, you are present with what you're eating. You pay attention, you slow down, you enjoy, you notice. This allows your brain to take in the stimulus of your senses, your hunger hormones work correctly to give you the right signals of hunger and fullness, right? Hunger cues are good. Fullness cues are good. And this helps you reduce your cravings, overeating, mindless eating, and brings you in touch with your emotional eating and how you can process and allow your feelings without food. Okay, so I wanted to share a few things you can do to help promote mindful eating so you're present with your meals. Your hormones signal correctly, and you can notice your fullness signals, right? You can notice those and like respect and allow them. Okay, so when you are eating, when you go to eat, turn off all distractions, right? Whether that's your phone, your TV, computer, trying to think of any other distraction. Those are my distractions, truthfully, when I sit down to eat. Yeah, close your computer, set your phone down away from you so it doesn't distract you. Now be present while you're eating. Notice what you're eating and where it came from. Be thankful for the food that you get to eat. I think so often we forget about the origins of our food and all the work that has gone in to create that food and bring it to the table that you're sitting on and eating. So, really be thankful for the food that you get to eat, Now, what does it smell like? All right. What colors do you see? What is the temperature? Is it warm, cold, hot? Is there steam coming off? What is the texture? Is it crunchy, soft, chewy? What does it taste like? Is it sour, sweet, salty, bitter, right? These are all questions that you can ask to help you be present while eating. This will slow down and allow your hunger hormones to signal correctly so you can tune into your hunger and fullness signals. You can honor them. And notice the difference in relationship with your food when you are truly present with it. Okay. So I encourage you, the next meal, just commit to one meal. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life. Just commit to one meal and try it out. I encourage you, I challenge you, try it out for one meal. Turn off all distractions. Be present. Notice, what does your food look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? Maybe what does it feel like? You can feel it in your mouth, or if you're using your hands to eat, you can feel it with your hands. Okay. So take the time and notice the difference in the relationship you have with your food when you are present and mindful with it. Okay, my friends, enjoy your mindful eating. This is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening in. And if you like what you heard on this podcast, I invite you to head on over to iTunes and leave an honest review. This helps us show up higher on the search results, and therefore we can reach and help more people. You can also share this episode with your friends on social media, however you communicate with your friends. I'd greatly appreciate it. And join me for my next episode where I share how my client Megan stopped her obsession with food and found confidence in her body to show up fully in her business. All right, my friends, take care, and I will see you later. Bye.